You know what amazes me is that how suddenly all the celebrities, singers, actors, actresses, and influencers become foreign policy experts just overnight. Suddenly, they are geopolitical analysts. Suddenly, they care deeply about Iran. And suddenly, they want to lecture Americans and lecture the world, lecture everybody about morality and war. But my question is, where were these people when the Islamic regime of Iran was murdering its own people in the streets? Where were these emotional videos then? Where were the tears and young Iranian girls were, beaten to death for not wearing the hijab correctly? And where were the protests from the Hollywood when, teenage boys were being executed and killed on a daily basis? Where were the hashtags when innocent protesters disappeared into prisons and never came home to their parents? Nobody talked. Everybody was silenced. You never heard these celebrities say, oh, we refuse to perform until the Iranian regime stops killing its people. You never heard they say they're canceling concerts until women in Iran have freedom. And you never heard, ever, never heard them use their giant platform to stand where the people suffering under, with the people that are suffering under the Islamic regime, fascism over for, 4 decades right now, almost 50 years. But now suddenly they care. Now suddenly they found Iran on the map. And I bet you anything, they couldn't even find Texas on the map. And that's what frustrates people. Because too many of these celebrities do not actually understand the history, the politics, or the suffering of the Iranian people. They follow the trend, they follow social media, and all the pressure that, it's on them because they're celebrities. They repeat the slogans because it's fashionable, because it gets them an applause, more likes, and more attention, because it protects their image. But let me make something very clear. Every American has the right to speak. We understand that. Every celebrity has the right to an opinion. We understand that. That's freedom. That's the true definition of democracy. But fame does not equal wisdom. Just remember that. Being able to sing a song or memorize a movie line does not make you smart, automatically make you an expert on war, terrorism, dictatorship, or Middle Eastern politics. The Iranian people have suffered for 46 years under the brutal regime. This is not a movie script, guys. This is not a hashtag. This is not a Hollywood trend. Real people have died, and real mothers buried their children. Real fathers watched their daughters get dragged into the street and into the prison, raped, executed. Real young people gave their lives hoping for freedom, for someday to have democracy. And how many of the same celebrities who now speak so loudly ignored all of it for years? That hypocrisy is what people are tired of. I am sick and tired of your hypocrite behavior. If you truly care about humanity, then care about all innocent people. Care about all the Iranian people as well. But now it's too fashionable. It's fashionable to care about Palestine. I guess that's the only name you know. And hate Israel. That's the only thing you know. But if you're really true, if you're a real person, speak against oppression when it's unpopular, not only when it's trendy. Have the courage to stand against dictatorship and extremists, not just against targets that they are socially safe in Hollywood circles. Because real courage is consistency, and the Iranian people deserve better than just being reduced to a temporary social media talking point by the people who barely understand the struggle, who barely understand what goes on even in their own country. And that is the truth.